Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D.
Oh,
Hi,
quick, fast,
friend.
and in a hurry. Hi, friends.
What? What?
That was good. I didn't expect that.
Just saying hello to the people, you know.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
That's fun.
So, we got some things to talk about, man. Uh,
Take it
All
away.
right. So, yesterday, I had a lot to say about Kanye West. Yay,
Yep,
as he prefers to be called.
that's what
I
you
think
said.
now he's signing himself as Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, which I'm
Mm,
just like, okay. All right,
I
sir.
need, I need him to cut it out.
Wasn't your best work, but I see what you did there. Cut it out.
I want to copyright infringe on him. You know what I'm saying? But yes, exactly. Cut it out.
So there are updates since we spoke. In fact, honestly, while we were recording yesterday, we didn't see it because we were recording. But while we were recording, it was announced that the UK was actually the UK's head of immigration was actually blocking Kanye's visa and not allowing Kanye to even come into London to perform at the Wireless Festival. So that was what I think it had been posted 13 minutes ago when I went onto Instagram after we finished recording. So it happened while we were recording. By this morning, it was announced that, and basically what the head of immigration said was that Ye performing in the UK isn't positive for the people of the UK, so there was really no reason for him to be there. Um, and by this morning, it was announced that the Wireless Festival had been canceled. They do not have a headliner. All of their sponsors were pulling out. So they decided that they were going to go ahead and refund people for whatever they had paid to be at the festival. And yeah, so this is what I meant by consequences have actions. I,
Actions have consequences.
I'm sorry, actions have consequences. Um, I mean, people haven't forgotten. There's more in depth you can look online and see. Like, there's more in depth conversation coming out of London about um, the the disrespect as it pertains to Jewish people. So it's out there for people to find, but that's the primary reason that Kanye, they did not want Kanye uh, showing up to perform. So, um, yeah, I just felt like we needed to give an update on that, but I don't know if you have any thoughts on it.
Well, it's unfortunate that the festival had to get canceled. I think, there were a lot of things that were stifling them. And I think they took a big risk putting Kanye on the headliner, as the headliner, putting him on the bill.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big risk, and I'm sure they knew that. I don't think they knew that this was going to be what would happen.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
they took a big risk, and sometimes when you roll the dice, it doesn't land where you want it to land.
This is true.
So, so for that, unfortunate, but they they took a risk.
Yeah.
Um, to the person revoking a passport, uh, this is not a political podcast, so I'll make it short. But that's what he did, right? Revoked the passport.
He did. I think his visa was denied, You need a visa. He needed a visa in order to go and perform, so his visa was denied. I can pull up the exact. Um, oh, and also I do want to read some of what Kanye has responded, and I do want to read that. It says, this is according to BBC. In a statement, the rapper now known as Ye said he had been following the conversation around wireless and offered to meet representatives of the community in person to listen. He said, I know words aren't enough. I'll have to show change through my actions. If you're open, I'm here. So he was basically welcoming them to have a conversation with him and, try to move forward. And it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of what I said. Like, he has to show people, and maybe someday there's a different outcome. But today, I feel like like his apology just simply wasn't enough.
Okay.
So, the visa question, it says down here, the rapper was booked to headline all 3 nights in the London-based festival, which takes place in July. He was granted permission to perform in the UK in the last few days, according to Melvin Ben, managing director of the Festival Republic, which organizes the event. Ben said he has a visa already issued to appear to come into the country, and the Home Secretary may well rescind that today. So I guess this was earlier. This was posted earlier in the day. So yes, the visa was rescinded.
All right, then I'll shut up. Okay, then we can move on.
Oh, and I'm sorry, just the last piece here was the Home Office, which the Home Office is where they make those decisions. It says the Home Office had said that they were not aware of immediate plans for him to visit the UK, and that his permission to enter was currently being reviewed. So at that point, they had not made a decision. But
Okay.
but since then, the decision has been made to not issue him the visa.
I think that shit is whack. I'm honestly not. If sponsors want to pull their support, that's fine. But not allowing someone to come work in a country, I think that's taking it too far.
Yeah, I hear you. I understand. I was trying to find the statement. They worded it a specific way where they said, where they said that it's not conducive to the well-being of the people of the UK. It was something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to that effect. So, yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that I think is taking it too far. Which I didn't think I would say, because I'm not the person who's caping for Kanye, right? But not allowing someone to work in the country, it's not conducive. Come on, like now we're taking shit too far.
I hear you.
Because he's not going to Israel. Like, I mean, is the Jew? Never mind. It's not going to come off well. We can move on.
Europe. Okay, we could talk about it offline. All right. To move on to another performance that actually happened. Trick Daddy.
Yes.
I love this story so much for multiple reasons. I can't say all the reasons I love this story on the pod, because I vowed a long time ago to never speak publicly about certain experiences that I've had in the past. But what I will say is that Trick Daddy was invited to perform at an event in Miami for Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. For those of you who may not know, it is one of the nine, one of the Divine Nine, black. That's what they're called. The black fraternities and sororities. AKA is very well known in certain circles. So this is like I'm sure this was a big event, a regional event in Miami for their South Atlantic region. They hired Trick Daddy to perform at this event that they were having over the weekend, and it didn't go so well. Now, apparently Trick Daddy's performance was cut short. Who's got a write up on this? Apparently his performance was cut short, after he was performing and, doing what you would imagine Trick Daddy does on stage. Now I want to give y'all a little some of it, because before we talk about the response, but let me just. Oh, okay. Essence, actually, I opened our Instagram, and Essence, the first thing that popped up is clutching my pearls, and I just knew that this had to do with this same story. So I'm kind of glad that I opened it when I did, because they have here what happened. So I'm gonna read this, and then I'm gonna play the video. So it says, what happened? Trick Daddy was paid to perform at the Alpha Kappa Alpha Southern Regional Conference. Reports say he performed explicit tracks, which caused some of the sorority's lifelong members to walk out, prompting the organizer to end the performance mid-set. Some attendees felt the performance didn't align with the setting. Others questioned why he was booked in the first place.
That's
They got question. It right here. What'd you say?
That's a good question.
Yes. Okay, let me... He's saying watch the wait, where's the one that I have? Because he's saying watch the dick. That is what he's saying. Oh my gosh. Yo.
See a post with a dog.
Oh my gosh, where is the one that I saved? Oh, I'm not.
See, Kanye West just dropped the album.
No. I'm not doing. No, I know how you feel when you're like, hey, Instagram, you stop it, okay? Please.
Instagram would just play whatever.
Instagram will embarrass you.
You think you got your shit queued up and ready, and then you go on Instagram and it'd be like, yeah, the reason why Star Wars is the shit is because that's not.
First of all, Instagram, why are you letting everybody into my business? They don't need to know what I watch when I'm not doing this podcast.
That's my algorithm, Instagram.
Right.
I don't want that to be shared with Weeknights.
Mind your business. Okay, now here we go. Here's one. I don't know what's... He's dancing. Yep. He's saying watch the dick. And he's thrusting. There's also a video, I don't know why I can't find it right now, but there's also a video, please, y'all excuse my language, y'all know I don't talk like this. Y'all know I don't talk like this, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because I feel like I have to, because I can't find the audio to play it for you. But there's a part where he's there and he's saying, if you want your pussy eaten, I can't even say it. I'm so embarrassed. He saying if you want to eat it, raise your hand or some shit like that. Also, when you look out in the audience, it's a mixed. I mean, it's a sorority, so it's considered a lifelong commitment. So there are women who have been in the sorority for like 50 years that are sitting there. Okay, there are like grown ass like 70, 80-year-old women in the room.
Sex doesn't have an age, you know.
It's not about that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, first of all, there are people who this Trick Daddy ain't even their era. That's my point. Don't have nothing to do with that.
Why was his performance stopped? Before we get to that, why was his performance stopped
Because people started walking out. People started walking out. People were okay. So there were people who were clearly having a good time, but there were also a bunch of people who walked out. There's video of people walking out, looking real pissed off that this was going on.
They're like, I thought Tank was gonna be here. Why is
right? Because even if Tank would have sang about sex, he would have made everybody uncomfortable. That man was thrust in talking about watch the dick. What?
We even would have settled for Tyrese Turtleneck Gibson.
Exactly. So Trick Daddy has responded because, okay, first of all,
yeah, give us some context.
You are right. Okay, Trick Daddy had no business being at this event, and that is not his fault. Trick Daddy was hired to do a gig, and he showed up to do a gig. The organizer, is now saying they had multiple conversations with Trick Daddy about what he could and could not do. That it was not in his contract to curse or to be vulgar or anything like that. Then what did you hire Trick Daddy for? Because I've never heard any Trick Daddy that wasn't vulgar.
Right.
I mean, maybe he didn't have to say if you wanted eating. Maybe he didn't have to say that. But it's Trick Daddy. You gotta know that when he walks into the building, something of the sort is going to happen. That man pulled up his shirt. And told those women, you gotta remember too, it's a room filled with women. There are no men at this conference. There are no men in the audience. It is a room filled with women. And that man lifted up his shirt. Jay, he lifted up his shirt and he said, watch the dick. And proceeded to thrust the air. Okay?
He gave them ladies he gave them a show. Okay?
I am so embarrassed. You know me. I am not a prude. But I can't even talk about this without blushing. Now you know these women had to have felt so uncomfortable.
Not those motherfuckers in the front row with their hands up.
They the ones probably who...
The motherfuckers in the front was like...
And it's my understanding. It is my understanding that nothing that happens that is related to the sorority is done by one person. Everything that happens is by committee. So multiple people thought it would be a good idea to have Trick Daddy perform.
Just...
You know who's not hosting the next one? You know who's not on the committee for the next one? Those ladies.
Can they be fired or no? I don't know how this works.
I don't think they can be fired. I mean, I guess they could be reprimanded in some way. There are
they definitely got reprimanded
that we would never know about them because it's a private organization.
They were 100% reprimanded.
They took those people's money. Those women pay money every year to be a part of that sorority to keep their dues in line. They took those women's money and went and paid Trick Daddy so he could get up on stage and be crass.
Hey, he gave him a show.
He did. He did. Now I don't think that's the show they thought they was gonna get when they walked in. Those ladies were probably like, "Oh, Trick Daddy, who's that?" Well, I feel like it's Miami. They probably know who Trick Daddy is, but Trick Daddy here
Listen,
performed for a bunch of women, and what did y'all think was gonna happen? I always used to think it was weird. Real quick, when I was in college, I went to a performance. I think it was multiple performers, if I'm not mistaken. It was an event that there was a gospel performer. He was a younger gospel performer. I actually think y'all might know him, but I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know a lot about him today. He came out there to the event. He came to the function. He was performing, and everything was fine, and everybody was fine. And you know what gave people the ick? He gets on the mic thinking he's, a real big bad man. And he goes, well, the ladies in the house tonight. And he starts with one of those rants about, so you're a gospel singer. Nobody wants to hear you asking where all the ladies in the house are tonight. Is everybody single? Is anybody single?
he was trying to sow his royal oats after the show.
Stuff like that is weird, and I think sometimes performers think like that people want that, and people don't necessarily want that. Not in every setting. I'm sure at a Chris Brown concert or something, they love to see him take his shirt off and sing to the ladies. It's a part of the whole package. But there are certain people or certain places where the package is not welcome. And the regional conference of Alpha Kappa Alpha is not the place for Trick Daddy to be thrusting the air. It's just not, and that is not Trick Daddy's fault. Now, I just real quick just want to hear what Trick Daddy had to say, because whatever he's saying, I gotta support him, because they shouldn't have hired him in the first place. And if somebody was paying me a check and I really have to do much but be myself, get on stage and be myself, I was probably going to take that check too. Trick Daddy didn't do anything wrong here. He didn't. Now, I don't know what he's going to say, and I know he's known for saying shit he shouldn't, so let's see.
The AKA game, well, whatever the fuck she supposed to be. No disrespect to the AKAs.
After disrespecting them.
Most highly respected, some of the most beautiful, attractive, and successful women that I know are AKAs. So no disrespect to y'all.
Okay.
But this is to y'all regional director who got me totally fucked up. This is to y'all regional director who got me totally fucked up. Don't lie on my motherfucking name. Well, whatever the fuck you mean, Anita, don't get on my page acting like this bitch. Don't play with me. Get off my page, ho. Playing all them games. But let me explain something to you. The AKAs had their regional conference in Orlando, and they booked me to perform. Trick Daddy dollars. Yeah, they booked me to perform.
Oh, he must have been on live.
So in the comments, I want y'all to tell me. In the comments, I want to know, when it's time for Trick Daddy to perform at your event, what the fuck do you think he gonna perform?
He's right.
What do you think he gonna perform? So the girl name is Tiffany Moore something. Tiffany, the director, the Southeast regional director. You should have stayed off social media, put my name involved in there, because I heard you running for some type of office or something.
Oh.
I will get on your ass every day until you won't motherfucker win. Don't play with me. Don't play. That's right. So I'm performing for the AKAs, and yeah, I do jump on the D. That's one of my records. You should have known that when you booked me. But don't put out no statement talking about you told me what the motherfucker, you gave me a playlist. You can't give me no motherfucking playlist. This ain't your wedding. Fuck wrong with you? I ain't no shorty. I ain't no little ass boy. Anybody that was in that sedity and then was sanctified, they should not been in there once I grabbed that motherfucking mic. I ain't asked to be there, y'all. And I gave you, y'all motherfucker give me the rest of my motherfucking money. Put the GPS in, shit.
Oh, he's talking to his people. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with him, you know, like saying he gonna be on her ass and all of that. I think they need to just handle that. But I'm not mad at Trick Daddy. I honestly think that he got the short end of the stick here because yes, she did come out and say that, you know, he was given all these rules and there was all these, you know, and he violated. And I think to me that sounds more like they did that to save face. And not because that's actually what happened.
Well, that's where it gets tricky. That's where it gets tricky because if he was given clear guidelines beforehand and he violated those guidelines, then yes, he did something wrong. But if they did not give him those clear guidelines prior, then he did nothing wrong. And that timing matters.
It does.
Because as a performer, I know that sometimes you go somewhere and they say, hey, man, you cannot do these things.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come perform, you need to alter your performance because you will not be able to do these things. And you have to, if you accept the gig, you have to adhere to those rules. If you are told prior. Now, if they don't say shit, ain't shit in the contract, and you show up, and when you show up, they say, hey, we need you to do this right here. Can you do this right here? Then that's when things get sticky.
Yeah.
That's when things get a little tricky. No pun intended.
My challenge
it's
is
true.
that
Like your biggest record could be my pussy's pink and my booty hole's brown. But if they tell you prior, hey, we know that's your biggest record, but you cannot perform that record today. If you accept this performance, you cannot perform that record. Then it don't matter if that's your biggest record. Because they booked you and let you know before you accepted it, you cannot perform that record. Now, if they did not do that and you show up ready to go, and right before you get on stage, they say, hey, you know the one with the booty hole reference? You can't do that one. Then, yeah, that's when you got to make hard decisions because now you're there. Maybe you get on stage, maybe you don't. But that's where it gets a little gray, a little tricky as a performer. So, yeah, the context of when and what was said, it does matter. Now, we won't know because we're not going to see the contract. This is a he said, she said. But for me, I cannot definitively...
He looked like he ready to pull out the contract with the dates and everything.
Well, if he does, then I can side. But today, I cannot say I'm for or against because I don't know when it happened. And if they gave him clear guidelines and he violated those guidelines, then he's wrong. But if they did not give him clear guidelines before he accepted the performance, then they're wrong.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I understand. We did have one more topic. Do we have time for it, or it should be a quick one? But let me know what you think. So, Lizzo. We haven't talked about Lizzo in a while.
We haven't had to.
Lizzo apparently admitted that she lost her virginity in 2020.
She was waiting for a Grammy win.
Yeah.
Is what she said. Not just announced that she lost it in 2020, but she felt it was very important for us to know that she was waiting until she won a Grammy to lose her virginity.
Yeah, she said she promised herself when she was younger that she wouldn't have sex until after she won a Grammy. So, then she won a Grammy, and yeah. You want to hear what she said?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me just turn it up.
So you got...
Can I just tell you the year?
2024.
2025. 2020. Oh, really?
Isn't that crazy?
Were you like really like building it up? Were you like excited about it?
No, I wasn't even thinking about it. For me, it was like I just promised myself when I was younger that I wouldn't have sex until I won a Grammy.
What?
Oh my God, I love that.
I know.
Are you serious?
I'm so dead ass.
No way.
Do you think you would have stuck to that? No, eventually you would have fucked had you not won the Grammy.
That's
Who
good motivation.
That's crazy. You should have
Did
said
you fuck
when you
the night of the Grammys? If you did, that was definitely the best night of your life.
Did you
Um,
fuck the
you
night of the
didn't.
Grammys?
No.
It was not the night of the Grammys, but it was.
So when
First of all, when you won a
I was-
Grammy, you should have said, I was never gonna fuck until I won a Grammy. Thank God. Who wants to fuck tonight? Like that's.
Did you have to tell everyone that you were having, like, you're like, yeah, I had sex before. Like I used to lie.
I used to lie.
Yeah,
I used to
so
lie.
it's stressful.
It was so embarrassing.
Especially when you're a
My
college.
I feel like this is the most inappropriate pod we've ever had.
First of all, to the host of that podcast,
Is it a podcast? Is that what it is?
or
Oh, yeah.
whatever it was, to the
And this
host,
was
to the
Hollywood
gentleman,
By the way.
to the gentleman who said, "Oh, it's Hollywood Unlocked." Okay, that says a lot. Well, no, you should not go on stage and say, I was waiting to win this Grammy to fuck. Now that I've won a Grammy, I'm gonna fuck." You should not go on stage and say that. Because let me let you know, I'm not on the Grammy board and probably never will be, but I can promise you, if you go on the Grammys stage and say that, you will not even forget about winning. You will never be allowed at the Grammys again. I promise you that.
Or you'll be heavily produced when you are there.
I promise that you will never be at the Grammys again. If you go on stage and say, now that I've won, I finally can fuck.
I love how
You
your
never,
tripod is like
ever.
everything. It's an everything object. You use it as a mic. You use it as an award. You've used it as a phone. Probably all this week.
Now that I've won, I can finally fuck. You'll never be at the Grammys again. They won't let you within 100 feet of a Grammy event. That's number one. Lizzo, I was already gonna come up here and call you a liar, but you called yourself a liar.
What?
She said, "Yeah, I so crazy. I used to have to lie." Play it again. That's what she said.
She was lying about having had sex prior.
So if you were lying all that time, admitted by you think we should believe you now, Lizzo?
That's a
Nobody
fair
answer. This is a question for Lizzo.
No,
If you
I
just
was gonna
told
answer
us-
it. I'm just saying that's a fair
If you
question.
just told us, no, but I don't want the people in the comments to answer either. That's why I'm saying nobody
They
answer.
might.
This is a question directly for Queen of the Big Girls, Lizzo. Okay, Lizzo, you just told us you're a liar. You just told us you have a history of lying. So now we should believe you? Come on, big dog. No pun intended. Like, come on, Lizzo. Stop. You cannot tell us, hey, I have a history of lying, but you should believe this right here. No. No, Lizzo. Also, Lizzo, darling, did those lawsuits ever get cleared up? The
I thought they
lawsuits
did.
where you're telling your workers to put bananas up their vagina while you were a virgin? Is that the same lawsuit? Was that ever cleared up? Because I find it hard to believe that, you know what, I'm going to just keep that to myself. This is the podcast where I have to practice shutting the fuck up. I don't believe Lizzo. I think this is bullshit. I think Lizzo is just doing a Lizzo and saying something that she knows will get press, will get a buzz, will get us right in these seats talking about it. The same way she did when she did plenty of other things.
I see what you mean. And it's perfectly possible. I'm not going to litigate whether she did or did not, or had done it prior or had not, because I just feel like that's something that is outside of my wheelhouse. But I do understand why there would be questions, yes. Those are fair questions to ask, I think.
You believe
Um,
this bullshit?
I knew you were gonna do this.
I
I knew
just
you were
want.
gonna I knew you were gonna ask me if I believe her, and after I specifically said I was not going to litigate whether it was true or not, I just do I believe Lizzo? I don't know. I don't know what to believe here. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have. I don't have a real answer to the question. I don't. I really don't know. I think it's. Here's what I will say, and then we gotta go. I think. I think it's kind of silly. I feel weird saying it because I feel like it's not right for me to even have an opinion about it. But I feel like it's a little silly and honestly sounded a little childish to me. And that's what I think, which is why I'm like, I don't even care whether it's true or not. It's just because if it is true and I say that it's childish and silly, then I'm somehow, offending her experience. And if it's not true, then I get to what? Double down in satisfaction that I was right. I don't know. I have no idea, but I do think that the whole conversation around it and saying that you were waiting for a Grammy just sounds silly to me. It's odd. It's peculiar to me, and I just okay. It's like okay, that's what you decided. Okay, that might not have been my choice, or I wouldn't have even connected sex and a Grammy to each other. Like,
That's
how
fine.
did you attach? That's why it's peculiar to me because it's like, why did you attach those two things together? And maybe there's a reason why. I don't have that information. It's just odd to me. That's what it is, and that's why I don't really have. I don't really know what's true and what's not true. I just find the whole thing odd. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We see you tomorrow.
Bye.